Welcome back to A Minute with Chelsea. I woke up at about 3:30 a.m. to go to the airport, and I'm flying American, my least favorite airline in the world. But it was the only airline that had a flight that got me to LA in the right time before noon, because I'm on my way to Camp Brave Trails, which is a queer youth camp who protects and also celebrates the queer kids in the world, and it's an amazing place. So as soon as I got to LIT, which is the Little Rock Airport, I went to the bagel place and got some breakfast because it's like 4 in the fucking morning and I'm exhausted and I'm hungry. And as I'm waiting in line, I keep getting notifications that my flight is delayed. I'm like, okay, whatever, no big deal. I'm still gonna make my connecting flight in Dallas. I start working on some Pilates stuff, and then I find out we're delayed about another 3 hours. IV Brews update, just in case you were wondering. Finally, our plane arrives and it is now 10 a.m. My connecting flight in Dallas is at 10:55, so I'm obviously not gonna make that. I'm a little stressed. I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to be okay. It's fine. I get on the plane. What is this stuff? What is all this? What is all this? I guess part of our treat for having to wait 5 hours for our flight was that everybody got their own row because they had a giant plane come pick us up. So finally, I'm on my way to Dallas. I get my little Biscoff cookie. I'm like, okay, let's do this. Here's my apple juice. But then as the plane starts to touch down and I get service again, I realize as I'm like checking the plane app that they've rerouted me from Dallas. Instead of to LAX to LA, I'm now going to Santa Ana. I start freaking the fuck out. Not like outwardly, but internally. Because I'm not supposed to go to Santa Ana. My luggage is on the way to LAX. There's a carpool of queer people coming to get me in LAX in LA at noon. And now I'm not going to get to California until 2:30 p.m. and I'm not even going to be at the right airport. So I have like a 45-minute layover. I grab some tomato soup. I grab a grilled cheese because I have to feed my body even though everything is terrifying. And I text the people who are picking me up, the camp directors, Micah and Clay. And I'm like, oh, by the way, look at this bathroom. It's really cool. Thank you, Dallas Airport, for having a nice bathroom, because when you go in, the light turns to red so everyone knows which stalls are open. Anyway, I'm texting Clay and Micah being like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm in the wrong place. What do I do? I'm going to be late. Everybody has to wait on me. And then I'm going to be late to camp. And it's a 3-hour drive from the airport. And everyone's going to be mad at me. And they were so nice. And they were like, no. Also, this man on the plane watching some titties. What are you doing? There are kids here. The lady next to me was reading smut. And she was like 60. And I was like, okay, Sue, get it. Her name actually was Sue. I looked. Anyway, then I land in Santa Ana, which is the wrong place, but they do come to pick me up because they are lovely people. And immediately I felt welcomed. Everyone was so kind to me. They gave me a friendship bracelet and a sticker, and then we stopped at a gas station. I saw Vienna sausages, so you know I had to film them. I got a Diet Coke, which was goddamn delicious. And then it was time to drive down the windy mountain roads up to camp, and I was sitting in the very back, mostly because I don't get car sick, so I really wanted to avoid a throw-up situation, but it still happened. Not for me, though. And then we finally got to camp and we said hello to everyone. That's Sophia, the camp director. And it was just nice to finally be there. And I was like, okay. So then we went to the med tent to get checked in. We got our lanyards, we got a COVID test, we made our little name tags with stickers. We got our folders with all of our schedules and all of our information. And then I met my media team person, who is Samuel, that person right behind me. We got on the golf cart and we headed up to see everybody at the dining hall. But I didn't have any luggage. No luggage at all, because they told me they lost it. And I was like, isn't it just at LAX? And they were like, no, we don't know where it is. So I'm doing my best not to have a fucking full-on freak out, because I have nothing. I have no underwear. I have my meds because I put them in my backpack. I don't have a sleeping bag. I don't have bedding. I don't have sheets. I only have what I'm wearing on my body. Not even a toothbrush. Thankfully, everybody at camp was so wonderful. They fed me dinner, we had our little meetings, and then they gave me things like bedding, and they gave me a toothbrush, and they gave me all the things I need to survive. So here was my first roommate housing situation, but I did not stay here, because then one of the people in that dorm threw up, and one of the other people was an emetophobic. So I moved with the emetophobe, and we moved next door to an empty cabin. Not that I had anything to move, because all I had was my backpack and a pillow that I had on the airplane. Then it was time to do a couple of camp trainings just to get everybody on the same page and make sure everybody's ready. We all got our walkie-talkies, and then we went to our bonfire, our first bonfire ceremony. We all had some s'mores, we roasted marshmallows. It was very beautiful. We all talked about queer joy and acceptance. They're color-changing marshmallows. I know they look kind of like fungus, but they're delicious. And then we all sat around and just chit-chatted, and we had a nice talk. It was very nice. Everyone felt super connected. Sophia let me borrow some clothes to wear the next day, and they got me some bedding and some pillows. So I'm going to sleep in clothes that aren't mine, but at least I'm okay.